Hey, welcome back, everyone. It's me, Mr. 4K. So, I've been reading some commentaries on various different forums, whether it's PlayStation blog, recently PlayStation blog, and then Reddit, and different Facebook groups, and etc., etc., etc. All related to PlayStation, recent spike of price increase, and also people talking about the PlayStation 6. And a lot of conversation kind of gets into the PlayStation 6 and how PlayStation 6 is going to be more affordable. They'll figure out the way to create these chips. The AMD somehow will figure out the way to create these chips a little bit cheaper. I have something to say about this because it just doesn't make any logical sense. And look, everyone's entitled to their opinion on the internet, on the social media, on the blogs. You're entitled to your opinion, just like I'm entitled to my opinion to make this video. You don't have to agree with it. You can disagree with it, but let's look at the logic. All right, let's kind of like dive into the logic. Look, nobody wants to see PlayStation 6 be cheaper more than me. I'm struggling with money, as I am sure many of you out there are struggling with money. Even if you have a job, even if you have two jobs, it's still the economy's hitting hard, dude. Look at the gas pump. Look at the groceries, man. It's hitting hard. All right. People are debating whether or not they should keep their Netflix or they should cancel it. I mean, that's where we are, dude. Um, so the economy's pretty hard. Okay, all right, and things are bad as it is economically. Like I said, even with people who have two jobs, they're still struggling, dude. Just to pay utility bills, just to fill up the gas tank, just to. Some people are quitting gyms. They can't afford a gym anymore. Like they're working out at home in the balcony, which I don't blame them. I do the same thing. Um, so when I read all of these, you know, forums like Reddit and Facebook groups and PlayStation blogs and people on the comments on the YouTube videos talking about how there's this possibility that PlayStation 6 will be cheaper in 2029. Now, granted, I want to give everyone's opinion benefit of a doubt. 2029, it's a long time from now, right? We're in 2026. We still got what, 2026, 2027, 2028, about 3 years. So in 3 years, a lot can happen. All right, and I don't have a crystal ball. No, I'm sitting here like Nostradamus with a crystal ball because I don't have a crystal ball. But riddle me this: if a 6 years old console from 2020, which happens to be a PS5 and Xbox Series X, both PS5 and Xbox Series X, if they are $600, if the PS5 digital, it's $600, and PS5 physical media, it's 650 plus tax, close to $700. If both these two consoles are 600 and 650, and then you look over here, PS5, as Digital Foundry likes to call it, professional, it's 900 plus tax. It's just circle at $1,000. If you have to pay this kind of money right now for an old hardware, and let's be honest, these are all RDNA 2. Even PS5 Pro, it's an RDNA 2 on steroids. Okay, even Mark Cerny says it's still an RDNA 2, but he calls it RDNA 2X. It's not an RDNA 3, it's an RDNA 2. It's an old hardware, all right? So you are paying arm and leg, dude. If you are paying right now, just hear me out. If you are paying arm and leg right now for an old hardware that's from 2020, dude. If you're paying arm and leg for an old hardware that's from 2020, are you trying to tell me that PlayStation 6 and this Project Helix, this new Xbox console, it's going to be any cheaper? I'm sorry, but I can't buy into that argument. I can't buy into that idea, because we have to look at where we are right now. Now, granted, as I said earlier, I want to give those opinions benefit of a doubt because I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know what's going to happen in 3 years from now. Okay? Nor am I sitting here claiming to be some kind of an oracle or some kind of a Nostradamus. I'm not a Nostradamus, nor do I have a crystal ball. So, therefore, I don't know what's going to transpire. Neither do you. Neither does anybody know what will transpire 3 years from now. Where are we going to be at in 2029? Maybe things will cool down economically. Maybe in 2029 things will pick up. Maybe in 2029 things will be better. I don't know. Like I said, I don't have a crystal ball. What's going to happen in 2029 and then 2030 and beyond 2030. But looking at the things where they are right now, and you look at those prices, $900 for a PS5 Pro for a mid-gen. If I have to pay $1,000 for a mid-gen console, dude, my hopes for the next generation consoles are not that great. So what are we looking at for the next generation console? And keep in mind, a console, it's a console. The whole point of the consoles when they first came on was to give you this affordable accessibility. Because the PCs were always considered like a luxury. Owning a PC, it always felt like it was a bit of a luxury because you have to spend money on it, buy the GPU, CPU. But even back then, it was affordable, but still, buying a PC was more expensive than buying a console. And that's why we have consoles, to be more convenient, to be more accessible, and be more affordable. So that way you don't have to go to the arcade and waste your money on the arcade. And that way you don't have to build these PCs, which still cost money even back then, but right now they're ridiculously expensive. But if you're going to spend $1,000 for a console, then you might as well just buy a PC. Because with a PC, there's so many other things you can do. PC is not just for the gaming. Yes, you can game on a PC, but with PC, just like it says, PC, personal computer. Let's just call it what it is. It's a personal computer. Or as Keanu Reeves likes to say, yeah, it's a personal computer, man. Come on now. Don't you know by now? And it's true, Keanu. It is a personal computer. And you are the one. You should know. And everyone else should also know. So, why should people waste $1,000 on a console where they can just buy a gaming laptop, But here's the problem. It has become so expensive now that even gaming laptops, even portable handhelds are getting like the price increase of $1,500. Like Lenovo Legion Go, it's like $1,500, and then the other premium one is like $2,000. So think about it. Just for a handheld PC, you have to pay $1,500. And then if you want that premium quality, then you have to pay $2,000. Who's going to pay $2,000 or $1,500 for a handheld a PC? And on top of that, don't even think about building your own PC. It's ridiculous. Buying these components, the motherboard, the CPU, the GPU, just the GPU alone, it's ridiculously expensive. So I already made a video talking about this, that, you know, becoming a gamer has become a luxury. Consoles, forget it. You can't afford it. It's too expensive. PCs, forget it. Too expensive. So, you know, I'm not trying to be pessimistic. You know, maybe things will change. I know right now in 2026, as the time that I'm recording this, the way things are right now on April 4th, 2026. So maybe if you watch this video, I don't know, in 2029, just for the record, for a time capsule, if you're watching this in 2029 or 2030, just remember, when I recorded this video on April 4th, 2026, this is the situation. This is where we are. You look at the price right there. That's what the price is of the PlayStation 5 Pro. So what I'm trying to say is, I'm not trying to be pessimistic. I'm not trying to be like doom and gloom, you know, type of a guy, because I'm not. I'm always optimistic. And like I said, I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, neither do you, where we're going to be by 2029 or 2030. But it's hard for me to buy into this argument that PlayStation 6 is going to be cheaper than what we already have here. Just like it's hard for me to believe that the Xbox, the new Xbox, is going to be cheaper than what we had previously. Guys, gaming has become expensive, and it has become a luxury. That's just a fact in 2026. Now, again, I want to end this video by saying this. Things could change, you know. Things could change. A lot of things could change. A lot of things can transpire from now till 2029 and 2030. 3 years from now, a lot of things can change. Maybe things will change. But again, you don't have a crystal ball, and neither do I. And nor do I have a time travel machine to go in the future to see what's going to happen 3 years from now. But right now, as it stands, right now, the way things are looking, I can subscribe to this idea that PlayStation 6 will be cheaper. I mean, it's even kind of laughable to like read some of these comments, like to read like on the forums. Like, I respect everyone's opinion, you know, like I said, but dude, like, what makes you think that it's going to be cheaper? Based on what? Based on what evidence? Based on what trajectory do you see that it's going to be cheaper? If right now consoles are super expensive, and if you have to pay close to $1,000 on a PlayStation 5 Pro, which still uses RDNA 2, but on steroids, okay, with a dynamic scaling resolution, but you're still paying for an old hardware. If you have to pay $1,000 for an old hardware for a console that's, you know, 6 years old, then what do you think you're going to pay for PlayStation 6 and this new upcoming Project Helix, whatever they call it, this new Xbox? I'm sorry, I don't mean to be pessimistic, but, you know, I can subscribe to that idea that the PlayStation 6 is going to be cheaper when everything else is super expensive. Just look at the gaming laptops. Look at the GPUs, CPUs, building a PC. How much does that cost? Look at those handhelds, the PC handhelds, and how much that costs. And if you think that Nintendo Switch 2 is not going to raise the price, then you must be living in some delusional world. Yes, Nintendo Switch 2, I have a feeling this summer, or by the end of this summer, beginning of the fall, just in time for holidays, they will raise the price as well. And then most likely they will come out with a Nintendo Switch 2 OLED, which will cost even more. So what alternatives do you have? Well, there's always alternatives, you know. There's always something cheaper you can go with. Like, okay, let's say if you're just like a minimalistic gamer. I think Amazon Luna for $10 a month will keep you. Will keep you. Will keep you busy with some of the games that they have some decent games. They don't have everything, but what they have, it's pretty decent. So let's say Amazon Luna $10 a month. I think you're okay with that. Let's be honest. But again, we as the gamers, we're always hungry for the new games. We're always hungry for if you have to resort yourself to the cloud, then I guess it's better than nothing. But at the same time, the gamers don't want to resort themselves to the cloud, because the cloud is dependent on the internet, the latency, etc., right? The gamers want the performance. So, without me, dragging this video any longer than it needs to be, what I'm trying to say is, I'm sorry, I can't subscribe to this idea that PlayStation 6 is going to be cheaper, like $700 or $600. I'm sorry. If you have to pay $900 for PS5 Pro and $650 for the PS5 physical media slim version, close to $700. Are you really trying to tell me that the next generation PlayStation 6 is going to be cheaper? $700? I'm sorry. It ain't happening. Sorry. No, the ideas are floating around that there will be two versions of PS6. Digital version, $600, and the physical media version, $700. I'm sorry. I'm not subscribing to that. I don't think so. But again, I want to give everyone a benefit of a doubt. If I'm wrong, and 3 years from now, on this video, when you're watching this in 2029 or 2030, when the PlayStation 6 comes out, if it's true, if it's $700 for the physical media and $600 for digital version, that's great. I hope I'm wrong. I hope you guys are right. All of you in the comments, all of you on the forums, on the Reddit, on the Facebook groups, on the PlayStation blogs. I hope you guys are right. But let's be honest. Looking at where we are right now, 3 years from now, it's really hard for me to believe that. But we'll see. Maybe you guys are right. Maybe it will be cheaper. Maybe things will change. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. But right now, as it stands, I can't subscribe to that idea. I'm sorry. I just can't subscribe to that idea. Anyway, well, this sucks for me because now I know that there's no way that I am ever buying a PS5 Pro. I just need to face the fact that I need to be happy with my PS5, with what I have. I mean, I'm happy with both of my PS5s and my PlayStation VR 2 and my Nintendo Switch and my gaming laptop and my Nintendo Switch 2. I'm happy with what I have, honestly. But this idea that somehow I will be able to buy a PS5 Pro this holiday season, this Christmas, it ain't happening. This just right there, it ain't happening for me. This Christmas, this holiday season, just forget it. Unless they reduce the price, unless I can find it for like used for like $750 used, that's like the only way. Which I doubt that will happen, But yeah, you can forget PS5 Pro. For me, it ain't happening, Anyway, so that's the video. Like I said, I hope you guys are right, but I can't subscribe to that idea. Looking at where we are economically right now, looking at the situation that we are in economically, I just can't subscribe to that idea. But hey, if I'm wrong and you guys are right, and PS6 is $700 for the physical media and $600 for digital media, that's great. Then I hope that you guys are right. That will make me happy, because then I know I will be able to buy at least $600 digital version of PS6, which would be great to be able to buy a PlayStation 6 digital for 600, man. But come on, you know, it'll be very hard for a lot of people to subscribe to this idea in 2026 as of this recording, April 4th, 2026. But again, I don't have a crystal ball, so we'll see what happens. Or as Keanu Reeves likes to say, yeah, I don't have a crystal ball, but we'll see what happens 3 years from now. All right? I hope you guys are right. I hope I can buy a PS6 for $600 digital. But anyway, we'll see. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Oh, and Happy Easter. It is Easter. Happy Easter weekend. Thank you.